We have a moderate 4 out of 5 risk for severe weather today through portions of the northern plains and upper Midwest, and that is because we could see a serious derecho moving through this region. This is a very dangerous setup that we need to talk about. It's July 28th, 2025. Let's get into the updates. It's not very common to see a moderate risk for severe weather this late in the season, but nevertheless, here we are. As I said, our main concern area would be southern North Dakota, portions of central to eastern South Dakota, central and southern Minnesota, and then potentially northern Iowa as well as this gets late into the night and early into Tuesday morning. As you can see here, we do have a large 2 to 5% risk for tornadoes. This does include some of our bigger cities out here like Sioux Falls and Minneapolis. And we have a very large 30 to 45% hatched wind risk in this region. That means significant damaging winds are possible. We're talking 80, 90 plus mile per hour gusts. And locally, if we do see this derecho form, it's not impossible to see gusts over 100 miles per hour. As we get into the early afternoon today, you can see a cluster of cells beginning to fire off in northwestern South Dakota and southwestern North Dakota. And these will continue to push off into the east until around somewhere between 4 to 6 p.m. where we could see these cluster of cells try to form an MCS or mesoscale convective system. And this is when we could begin to see those very damaging straight line winds. As we get into around 7 to 8 p.m., these storms look to be crossing into Minnesota before moving off into the east. And Minneapolis right now, the timing for you looks to be around 11 p.m. Again, this can change. All the models show something slightly different, so always give or take an hour with these forecasts. So how strong could these winds be? Well, let's take a look at it. Our NAM3K is showing wind gusts could possibly reach up to 122 miles per hour locally. That's what's on the screen right now. Do I think that's going to happen? Not necessarily. That is a very high-end forecast. I do think, though, as I said, it is possible to see wind gusts reaching over 100 miles per hour locally. But even stronger wind gusts than that are a possibility if this plays out at least the way the NAM3K sees it playing out. This model does see these damaging winds reaching out to Minneapolis as well and then down into northwestern Iowa. Some good news is, as I'm making this video, the 12ZH run came out and it's basically taken this entire MCS off the map. Now, it still has some strong cells in here and some damaging wind potential, but it clearly sees there's going to be some issues here with storm development. But unfortunately, some of these models still show a very aggressive take for today, so we have to take this seriously. This is our MPAS run from last night, and you can see a ton of instability out in eastern South Dakota and through central to southern Minnesota. We're also seeing some decent helicity along the leading edge of this MCS, meaning we could get some spin-ups in this storm or potentially a line of QLCS tornadoes. If we were to see that happen, I do not think a lot of these tornadoes would be long-lived, but they could cause some damage, which is why we have that 2 to 5% tornado risk in this region today. I did quickly want to talk about the rainfall potential as well. As you can see here, again, in central to southern Minnesota, we could see a lot of rainfall. Flash flooding will be a concern for some in this area, as well as across portions of central to northern Iowa. I will be providing live coverage of this storm as it develops later, so if you want to throw me a follow or sub, you'll be notified when I hop on. I appreciate you guys watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.